Hello everyone again. Um, I am back at it with putting together these frames and the foundations. I did put together a ton of the deep foundations and I forgot to video that, but I can link a video that'll show you how to do that. It's pretty much kind of like the same as what I did with these, except it was a little piece that you snap off and then you just put the frame in. You put the foundation in and then you pretty much nail it back together. I can show you it. Wait 1 second. So this is one of the frames that I already put together. So basically, this little piece I popped off. It's a little slip you pop off on the frame, and then you take this foundation, you tilt it a little bit like this way, you slide it into the grooves, and then you put it up, and it was like some little wire. So the ends of these wires that you see going through here were like sticking up, and I literally sandwiched those wires between this little piece, and then I nailed back through, and then I put the little clip pins through on the side to hold the frames in place. And pretty much those are these little pins. Slid those in, make sure that the frame was between both on each side, and then I did make sure that I glued the top before I did that, and then pretty much just nailed it in. So yeah, that's pretty much how I did the deep frames. I will do the non-deep frames now, so you can see that, because I just forgot. I just forgot to do the other ones. So okay, so here we go with the frames for the supers. So what you do is you glue. Oh, if I can open up my glue. I probably left this open last night when I was doing those other frames. My little workstation's so dirty, I'm gonna clean it after I'm done with everything. Make sure you glue. And you wanna make sure you glue your frames, just because you're gonna be in and out of that box a lot, like with the hive tool. And what happens is you, with the bees, they make something what's called propolis, and I've been using this as a little thing to like spread my glue, and this is all like glue on my table. And they create something called propolis, and it's kind of like an antibacterial thing. It's a kind of protection for the bees. If anything that they don't, any foreign object or anything that they don't deem as safe for them, they'll create what's called propolis all around it, and which that propolis is really sticky. And so when you put the frames in and out, and then you keep them in there for a while, and they start building comb, and they start building honey and piling everything on the frames, they kind of seal those frames in, because for them it's supposed to stay in. So you'll have like propolis and all kind of stuff that's like kind of gluing it in. So you want to glue your frames together really well, because what happens is you're going to use this hive tool continuously to pry it open inside of that box. And so you don't want the box to fall, you don't want your frame to fall apart, because you got to keep prying it open, because the bees are doing what bees do, which is this is the frames for these. For the super, these are super frames, and this is where you consume. This is where you would get your honey from. The deep ones are for the bees to keep the honey for them to last over the winter. So those you really don't touch as much. As a beekeeper, you really get yours from supers. And so basically you glue both sides. Make sure that both sides are glued real good. And then you want to put, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this is like a little they call this a little communication slip. You want to make sure that that's pointed down. This wider side is actually the top. So I like to put that in. I like to put it in like this and make sure that this is on the top for now. make sure that that's on the top for now, because that's my top is gonna be my bottom. And then I'll glue, again, I'll glue this, because you want to make sure that you glue you want to make sure that you glue it good, like I told you, because you're gonna be in and out of these frames, checking these frames all the time. So you want to make sure that you got enough glue to sustain it. And you don't want to put too much glue, but you do want to put enough glue, because you want, the glue is what's really strong for you, right? And so then you just pop this in there, and you make sure that the frame is, this frame, it has slits, and then that one has slits. So you make sure that the foundation, which is this part, is in between that frame. And then once that's in really good, then what I like to do is you actually use these smaller ones. Nope, you use these big ones. And so for this, it's like a little lip. You can either go straight through this one. I don't really like to do that, because sometimes this nail look like it goes straight through. So what I do is I just do 2 nails right through this little slip. I don't know if you can see that. And then I do another one through that one, because those are like the heavier side. You have to be really careful not to split these. So you have to take your time. I'm only gonna do one on camera, and then I'll do the rest. And you kind of just nail it through. I'm being very careful to just like try to go through the areas with the, I don't know if you can kind of see what I'm trying to do. It's kind of like got a little slit for the frame to sit in, and so I'm trying to go through where that is not at, so that I'm actually on wood. See, look at that. You gotta be real careful, but I think I got it. Nope. There we go. So you gotta be careful. Just kind of keep it straight, because you don't want to split that. So you can see I'm just kind of working it back over whenever it bends, and then just so I can keep it straight. It's getting there. Yeah, it can get dangerous. Let me put the other one in and then I'll do that one. Because I need some stability over here. That's why it's make sure that it goes in straight. If it goes in straight, it's a pretty. Okay, so that one is straight. But what I did was I accidentally hit this and then knocked it down. I'm gonna just leave it like that because I don't want to mess up that. It's sturdy. I'm gonna leave it like that, but that's how it kind of turned out. But that's why you gotta be awful careful. But it is what it is, and it's not what it's not. It's dangerous. Your hands will be all ate up, but it's gonna be rewarding when I get my honey. And then also a lot of places that you buy your stuff from, like the place that I go, which is called Is It Bees, they'll do all this for you. For an extra couple dollars, they'll put all your frames and boxes and stuff together. I opted out of it just because I wanted to experience it in case one day I want to make my own boxes and stuff, and just to get some sweat equity in, because just making stuff too easy, sometimes you take it for granted. And you're like, oh, okay. Sometimes you don't keep up with stuff because it was so easy. You think you can just pick it up and you can pick it up when you want to pick it up and let it go when you don't want to. But with me doing all of this for 40 boxes, because I got 2 deep boxes and 2 medium boxes for the supers. That's 80 frames that I've had to do all of this nailing, and so that's just sweat equity. And so I don't think I'm gonna be just putting this bee stuff to the side, because I put so much sweat equity into it. But if I would have just bought something and, oh crap, let me just go outside and put it all together and it's good, I probably would be like, oh, that's easy, I can pick that back up when I want to or drop it. But no, I put a lot of effort into this, so I'm more than likely gonna stick with it. Ooh. Plus, with bees, you get honey. So who doesn't like honey? It's so good for you. And I'm glad you guys are seeing me kind of struggle with this, because I don't want you guys to think that it's easy, because it's not. It is, but it's not. I'm not a carpenter. I'm just a girl with some tools at home. So this frame is put together completely. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's glue. If I see any extra glue, I do like to wipe it off, because like I said, the bees will just put propolis, but you want the glue to keep it real sturdy. Yeah, I'm gonna put the rest of the frames together off camera, and then I'll come back and let you guys see like the finished product of all the frames and the entire hive put together. Be back. I'm officially done. I have frames and foundation in every box. See all the frames and foundation in these boxes. And also the super frames and foundation in their boxes, whatever. I was doing it because I got it sitting at an angle on this, but it'll be flush once I pick it up. It was a lot of work, but it had to be done. I'll let you guys see the total bee, the complete beehive a little later. So this is kind of the finish. I got all my. So inside of this bin, I got my bee suit. I got my smoker, my gloves. Got my little feeder. I'm gonna buy a different feeder. I don't really like that feeder. I just got my smoker in here, my hive tool, a couple other things that I'm gonna need. Just every time I go to the bee, take care of my bees. And so now I have everything built inside. I'm only gonna take one off, so you can see that I actually got the frames all built out and inside of it. And so that's a cover. So so this is my deep box. So this is actually the entrance. I have a little thing that I can move to change the entrance. And I got it on my little movable dolly so I can move it around because I was being smart this time. So this is a deep box, another deep box. Then my 2 super boxes, these 2 boxes right here, that's where I would get my honey at. These boxes right here, that's where the bees keep their honey. And then I do have a queen excluder. I don't know if you can see it. I have it right there, but I'm gonna move it, you know, as a season. But yeah, that's the final thing is ready to go outside at some point.